Well, hello, friends, and welcome. Pro-life leader Frank Pavone here. Thank you for tuning into my daily diary segment where I give an accounting of what I did all day. What did I do on the 25th of March through the 27th of March of 2025? Well, the 25th was a big day, the 30th anniversary of the Gospel of Life encyclical. We've been preparing for that occasion, the Day of the Unborn Child, the Annunciation, really a very special day for the pro-life movement. So began early here in the studio doing some taping, and then after breakfast, then at 8 a.m., I was on a national prayer call organized by many of our conservative religious leaders who are also active in the political realm. That was at 8. I was on until about 8:30, 8:35, at which point I then transitioned directly into our staff briefing and got staff oriented for the day. Lots of work at in my office as our broadcasts and so much stuff that we had prepared already for the day began going out. Emails, broadcasts, faxes, and so forth. I had various work at my desk, but as we were getting ready to do that, we were reminded that there was an upgrade being done here in the town to the electrical grid. So we had to be without power for much of the day. So at that point, I packed my things up and we had the staff work remotely for a few hours. And I went over to our Merritt Island office where Janet is and set up shop there, did some work there and covering various topics such as communication with Bishop Aubrey Shines, evangelical leader and broadcaster. We're planning some work together. Abortion Recovery Month in April, continuing to disseminate resources about that. Plans for upcoming trips and follow-up on past trips. Plans for the pastoral team meeting of our team. Deployment of videos for the state marches in Maryland and Illinois. Preparation for broadcasts. Work on data for congressional districts, a draft on our newsletter, approvals, communication with a pro-life podcaster and also the head of Heartbeat International, Jarrell. And then we did that podcast, we taped it, that is, at 1:30 in the afternoon. I went for about 45 minutes to an hour. It was a great conversation about interdenominational cooperation in the pro-life movement and the pregnancy center movement. So we had that discussion. The Accomplishments book of Priests for Life is about to come out, little booklet. Did some final work on that. Social media for Abortion Recovery Awareness Month, getting my team to put some of those things together that people could use. And then communication with staff about changes on the website and digitizing of our products. Once the lights went back on at our headquarters, I came back to Titusville. I had to do some taping here in the studio and some additional work into the evening at my desk. Wednesday the 26th, staff here, we actually had, let's see here, what did we do? We had some meetings of our pastoral team, some Zoom call meetings in the morning, and then getting things scheduled with staff on various work. And then we headed to the airport, Janet and I, to go to D.C. for the planned days of lobbying. So what we did was did some work in the car and on the plane at the airport, work in terms of upcoming trip plans, staff schedules, the April 2nd hearings at the Supreme Court on an abortion funding case, plans for broadcasts, deployment of state March for Life videos and emails, preparation for the Florida March for the preborn, development of a Priest for Life app, plans for our videographer coming, development of our C4 organization, Pro-Life Vote, preparation for our newsletter, and more resources for April as Abortion Recovery Awareness Month. All those things getting done as we traveled to Washington, settled in there at the hotel, interacted with staff. We basically had some some staff-related meetings and plannings and conversations in the late afternoon, had dinner that night, and communicated with leaders in preparation for the next day. The next day being Thursday, March 27th, the lobby day in Congress, and what a beautiful day it was. First of all, I did have to, in the morning and then at night, do some work on my emails, an article for Gateway Pundit, sending out a press release, the April Recovery Toolkit for Resources, 115 Forum Leaders Meeting, digitizing our products, the Wisconsin Supreme Court race, trip planning, and studio scheduling. But then Janet and I went over to one of the key congressional buildings where hundreds of pro-lifers gathered, so many of them people I knew from around the country. A few other national pro-life leaders were there. Susan B. Anthony Pro-Life America facilitated the logistics, but this was the fruit of the leaders meeting that we had here. You hear me talking these updates about all these conversations and emails and work about our pro-life leaders meeting. Well, the 27th was one of those visible fruits of all that communication, collaboration, and meeting. Namely, we were there to push push loudly and clearly for Congress to defund abortion and the abortion industry, including Planned Parenthood. So we all had these teal color t-shirts on with the words defund big abortion. And Janet and I, together with Krista from our Washington, D.C. staff, visited 13 different offices of members of the House of Representatives. We focused on the House. Some of the other many pro-life people that were there had meetings over on the Senate side. But we then had, for example, we had a lengthy meeting with Congressman Chris Smith, who has been a collaborator for years, and we talked not only about the abortion defunding, but about a number of other projects and legislative initiatives, a good in-person conversation with Congressman Corey Mills from here in Florida, and a number of others that we met with face-to-face. And then combined with that, a few meetings with some key legislative staff. And in these meetings were several other of our pro-life activists from around the country. So the big group, several hundred, split up to go to different offices throughout the course of the day. It was very, very fruitful. We had gone back to the main meeting room where the pro-lifers had gathered in the morning, when we heard from, by the way, House Leader Steve Scalise, Majority Whip, Congressman Tom Emmer. We heard from those leaders. Representatives were there from the office of the Speaker. And we had a strong display of support from the congressional leaders on the Republican side, saying that yes, they intend to stop the funding of the abortion industry. This is a massive win if this unfolds with this reconciliation bill. So we went back to that same room where we had heard from these speakers in the morning, had a quick lunch there, and then resumed our visits, walking through the three office buildings for the House of Representatives. Very fruitful day. We convened at night with a nice dinner. We had a celebratory dinner, a couple of us out there in near Capitol Hill, and then concluded the day with great joy at having given witness to life there on Capitol Hill. That's what I did then from the 25th to 27th of March of 2025. Hope your days are good. Thanks for tuning in. We'll keep doing the work. Thanks for your work as well for the unborn and for Priests for Life.
Hello, I'm Dr. Alveda King, board member of Priests for Life. More money is being spent in America to kill babies in the womb than to save them. Together, we need to change that, and today I want to invite you to support our work at Priests for Life. Why ours rather than other groups? Because we have a unique team that helps lead in every arena of the fight against abortion, and we activate the churches where you find people who are most likely to get involved in that fight. To awaken a pastor about abortion is to awaken thousands of people he serves. We do not receive church funding or government grants. We rely on you for individual donations. We have a very high evaluation among charities and top security on our donation site, prolifegift.org. You can go there for a one-time gift or to become a monthly donor, or you can call us at 321-500-1000.
Hello, I'm Sam Brownback, and I've worked alongside Father Frank Pavone for many years on the cause of life. He's a true champion, and the Priests for Life have been wonderful champions of this great cause, of the cause of human dignity of every human at every phase of life, from the very first moment of conception until its natural death. The human species, the human person, each and every one are full of dignity, priceless in value, and Priests for Life stand for that. Join their work with them, work alongside them in this battle, this incredible battle, this fantastically important battle for life in the United States. We've got to win this fight. Join them.